I'm at Lunar Infusions Brewery and Taproom located in Whitley. They specialize in craft kombucha, which is a specialized tea that's carbonated and filled with health benefits. I'm so excited to learn about it today. Come on. Joining me now is the owner of Lunar Infusions, Sarah Trombley. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
How are you?
Welcome. Good. How are you?
Doing very well. And look at this. I have to show you guys. We're at a kombucha bar. How fun is this? And you specialize in making kombucha, and you started such an innovative business out here in Whitley County. Yes. So share with me about Lunar Infusions.
So it started off as kombucha, which is still my main product. Kombucha, a lot of people are still unfamiliar with. It's a fermented tea drink. So it's kind of made in the same way that like beer and wine is made, but it's not alcoholic.
Right.
So it actually has some health benefits. It's low in sugar, it has probiotics, and so it's like kind of good for gut health. So
right, yeah. So I have been drinking kombucha forever because it is so healthy. Like it just really makes your digestive tract flow better. You feel good on the inside, and it's so pretty and sparkly. So and it's non-alcoholic, so you can enjoy it and then feel good at the same time.
Yeah. So
when I found out about your business, the fact that you made a bar out of it and that you offer it on tap, you can make flights and all that. I was like, wow, this is healthy fun. So with this being such an innovative way to offer this product through your tap, what made you start the brewery?
So it was a natural progression. So when I first started, I was renting commercial kitchen space in Fort Wayne, producing everything there, which was a great place to start, test my recipes, see if people would actually like it. Took it to the farmer's market. The farmer's market was my main thing, especially in the beginning. I guess I met so many people there. This will be my 6th year going into the farmer's market, and there's just been so much support for it. So I can tell it's something that people are interested in and would really like. So I did the brewery here just so that I could produce more. I had limited space at the shared commercial kitchen, so it's nice to have my own space where I can produce everything and just kind of have everything the way I like it. And then it's nice to have the retail area so people can come in, try it, fill their bottles, because we do refillable bottles, and do flights. So I guess it was just a natural progression.
Yes, that's so awesome. And so you are a herbalist, right? And you specialize in just really compounding different types of natural roots into a form that people can digest, right? So through the kombucha, and then I also know that you have your tincture products. How did you even start down this path? It's so fascinating to me.
I guess it started, I've always had an affinity for natural things, natural health, wellness, plants. And when I lived in California, I did an herbalism program there, and I just really got immersed in it, in that world. And then I also started fermenting stuff kind of around the same time I started herbalism. I was interested in, I would buy kombucha too, and I was just curious, how does it work? So I got this book called Fermentation for Beginners, and I started with kombucha, and then I started doing other fermented foods. And then I kind of combined the herbalism and the kombucha together. Like I would do herbal formulated kombucha, which nobody was really doing back then. That's kind of where the name Lunar Infusions come from. Actually, Lunar Infusions is it's an herbalist term for like tea that's made under the moonlight. So
okay, very fun. Well, I love it. You offer so many different kombucha tap options in addition to other things on her menu. So we're going to give it a taste to taste these different infusions. I'm super excited about it. But let's walk around. I'm curious to see your setup.
Okay, let's do it.
So Sarah, this area, we are back in the brewery side. What are these containers called?
So these are the fermenters.
Okay.
So this is where all the kombucha is made. These are 55-gallon fermenters, and we have 16 of them. So
very nice. So share with me about the process of making it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I have a kettle over there where I heat up water. So it's also a 55-gallon kettle. So I make a giant batch of sweet tea. So I also add like organic cane sugar, and the sugar is not for us, the sugar is for the microbes. So kombucha is full of bacteria and yeast, and that's what does the fermentation. So once the sweet tea is made, we transfer it over to these tanks, and then we inoculate it with a culture. So kind of the same way that like a yogurt culture ferments milk to make yogurt. Kombucha culture ferments kombucha, so sweet tea. Yeah. So it's in these tanks for about 30 days, and during that time, the bacteria and yeast are eating the sugar and turning it into different healthy acids and different components that are good for us. And then after that, we flavor it, and then we put it into kegs.
Okay, so it's a base of tea. So is kombucha caffeinated?
There actually is no caffeine in ours. So initially the tea that we make is weaker. It's not quite as strong as like a cup of tea that you would make at home.
Okay.
And then also during the fermentation process, the yeast use the caffeine as like an energy source, so it breaks down the caffeine. So it might be more equivalent to like a cup of decaf coffee.
Decaf, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so I'm so fascinated. Like, I really want to stress the health benefits here.
Yeah.
Because I know that kombucha does a lot. I mean, we have supplements that you need probiotic and prebiotic, and you eat yogurt to have those live cultures in you. And so share with me why the probiotic and the live cultures is important for your digestive system.
Yeah, absolutely. So we evolved as humans eating fermented foods, and fermented foods were traditionally a way that we preserved food so that it lasted longer.
Okay.
So we evolved with eating all this bacteria and yeast or whatever from other foods. So kombucha is the same as like raw sauerkraut or like a raw kimchi, and that it has all those living cultures in it. So it's just a living food, kind of like anything else. And kombucha is super healthy. It helps you digest your food. It helps you to assimilate your nutrition, and it just helps you feel better. But I always like to stress too that it's a food and not medicine. So yeah, sometimes people think you have to dose it out and just take little shots of kombucha, and you don't have to do that. It's a beverage. You can enjoy a whole glass of it
every day.
Every day.
Okay,
I do.
Yeah. And you have the flavors. You have the good flavors here. You mentioned about sauerkraut, and so one thing that I find fascinating is that you actually offer it here and you sell it. So let's look at it and let's talk about it. Okay. As you can see, there are different fermented sauerkraut that's made here. So what made you make sauerkraut?
I like it because you kind of have to understand what's happening, like what's happening during the fermentation, so kind of the science side of it. And you can also kind of make it an art form and get creative with the flavors and stuff. So I like the fact that it's an art and a science.
It is. I like the way you said that. Okay, so I'm so excited to try out this full selection of sauerkraut here at Lunar Infusions and also taste their kombucha on tap. It's going down. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll be right back.